Welcome from the Mobile World Congress 2016 here from Barcelona. We have the two premium smartphones in front of us, which look like they would be both white, but actually the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge is a silver model, or the white model, and the S7 is the silver model, which is also called silver titanium, but that's not important because we are comparing the specs now, comparing the cameras a little bit, and comparing the outside, since a lot of people won't know which one to buy, the Samsung Galaxy S7 or the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, since now for the first time Samsung has introduced, since there is an Edge model, in two different sizes, and you cannot buy the same size anymore for the same smartphone like you were able to do with the S6. There we had the S6 and the S6 Edge, for example, here, with also the same size as the regular one. So now you have just a bigger one with the same specs almost. In terms of battery, it's obviously bigger since the device is also bigger, but what's interesting is that actually the bigger one is slimmer and weighs almost the same. So 152 grams for the regular S7 and 157 grams for the S7 Edge, which is quite interesting that you have a lot more power in terms of battery, a bigger screen, but still the same weight to it in the S7 Edge. So what we have here are beautiful smartphones with a full metal body when it comes to the border. Also we have wireless charging still built in. It's now waterproof, the S7, both of them obviously. And actually, as I said, the specs are pretty much the same except for the display size, where we have 5.5 inches on the Edge and just 5.1 inches on the regular S7 device, but both with the same display resolution. So actually the pictures could be, or the images are sharper maybe on the smaller one with 2560 times 1440 resolution. That's called UHD, and it's the same here with 2560 times 1440. And also you have on both the Super AMOLED technology, which is quite amazing when it comes to quality, obviously. We have also wireless charging, as I mentioned, already built in both, so you don't have to plug in anything on the bottom anymore for micro USB for charging, except for if you want to do data transfer. That's always a little bit faster here with USB 2.0, but otherwise obviously the headset jack, the microphone and the speaker are on both on the same spot. So from the back they look also quite interesting and similar, since obviously, except for that, we have different colors here, the cameras and everything, the sensors on the top are also exactly the same, and the buttons are also on the exact same spot, and everything is exactly the same. 12 megapixel camera with dual pixel and so on and so on. So you can see here what we have on this side. We have on both the on and off switch at the almost same spot. Obviously, since they are different, a little bit different in size, that it's not exactly the same, but we have also the same design and layout for the volume buttons. And on the top you will also see that the SIM card reader and the micro SD card reader also look similar, and the microphone also. So exactly the same devices except for a net screen, which means actually that you have a feature that could be also implemented in the S7 with the apps and different things that you can here browse through, which is looking quite good and interesting, but actually it's not really on the Edge, so you could definitely use that also on here. And I think there will be some hackers doing definitely that they will take here the software and implementing it here, so they will also have the Edge features, which are for some people important, for others they don't. So, as I mentioned, both are waterproof, but are both actually also the same in speed when it comes to hardware. If the hardware in terms of the screen and 4 gigs of RAM and the processor is the same, so why is there not the same result in Antutu? So that could be, this is just one of the benchmarks, due to actually being running different programs in the background. I'm sorry. So if I would rerun the test, maybe it would get a different result. So you can just think about the result as something between 115,000 to 130,000, which is actually quite big difference. But it's even a bigger difference if you take the last model, which is had 80,000 points. So that's quite a big difference from the last year's to this year's model. Sorry about that. So let's continue here with the camera. Both on the back you have a 12 megapixel camera, but let's start with the front one, where you will see Obviously right now you don't see anything, but if you want to take a selfie, you can see both have beautiful picture with the 5 megapixel f2 1.7 aperture. Both having the same specs. Sorry about the coughing, but I'm kind of sick. And let's take a picture with something that's in the background, like for example a beautiful Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge in green. I know there's the green one missing on the new one also, but you can see also here the focus is really fast. It's quite sharp, and if I just would move it and move it back, both are exactly the same speed and can record now also 4K videos with unlimited length. So actually I'm already finished because there's not much else to say, because actually both devices are similar. You cannot say that one is better than the other, except for if you like a bigger phone with a better battery, you take this one. If you like a smaller phone with also a good battery, you take this one. But otherwise everything is exactly the same, and I would definitely take the Edge one because I just love the Edge, and due to the fact that it feels better in your hand, I think, than this one. This one is a little bit like you would hold a piece of soap. This one is really like an amazing piece of hardware. So this was already it with my really short comparison. Thank you much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Balazs, and this was the Samsung Galaxy S7 versus the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge.